I mean, talk about swinging Big D energy. The Demon Lord came in here with such aura that within two moves, initially a barrier to protect, and then a couple of, well, I guess it was like three, but still, this man looked at the apocalypse in the face and said, I got 2 minutes before my afternoon nap. And Torterra from Pokemon, who got a steroid-infused glow-up, gets pretty much one-shotted. I kind of have questions why the Demon Lord doesn't just deal with this shit himself. Still think it's a girl underneath that helmet, but until otherwise, I'll say guy. But I mean, you gotta give the show credit. Everyone was useful. All the generals, and I guess as the Demon Lord says, hey, my generals did the work they needed to. It's now time for the captain to steer the ship, and Jesus Christ, did he steer the ship to greatness. Of course, if you want to support my work, see my full thoughts on these episodes, we've got the Patreon, full and cut live reactions available exclusively over there if you're so interested. Could have been a season finale. Maybe you would need to have extended the ending a little much, like, play the credits as characters continue to talk, but you could have used this as a season finale. I'm glad we have one more episode, epilogue, wrap it all up, hopefully confirm a season 2, get us pumped for more. But I gotta admit, they've definitely used their time wisely, and I think I've actually grown to know a lot about all 4 generals as well as the Demon Lord enough that I feel like nothing was really wasted. I think it was really nice to see how what I thought the show was building into, given how tired and exhausted our boy was for being up for like 2 days straight. I thought, he would be on the battlefield and he'd pass out, because that's always what these shows do. But this show said, no, actually, he went to his mental escape, the visualization of his internal thoughts. He's trying to, think, how do I fix this? How do I do this? And nothing's working. Everything's disintegrating. And rather than, thinking of his master, the bartender, it's the Demon Lord. And the Demon Lord is like, hey, you know what to do. You need to rest. And I love the fact that not only does he think of that, the Demon Lord actually does put him into bed. Probably walked in, saw our boy, like, kind of struggling, like, passing out. He probably was having a conversation with the Demon Lord back and forth. I need to wake up. And he's like, no, bitch, you're gonna sleep. We see, having a good night's sleep, let him completely figure everything out. Last week, I had one or two different people comment that they thought maybe the reason why the Wyverns were acting different was that they were drawn into people. Because prior to Uchimura, like, they were mostly in one location and they targeted that location. People are actually pretty close, those who thought that, but it was actually women. So these beasts were actually targeting women specifically, so how we spread them out, where there was more women, obviously they attacked more. So we use that to our favor, but in order to do that, we have to have another pep talk. This pep talk, a lot different than the first one. He pretty much says, like, I'm not who you think I am, I ain't got powers, but I got plans, back me, and they all hit that parade of that. I mean, you gotta imagine it's gotta be pretty frightening for them. Like, of course, we know they can hold their own, but basically being the bait and told that they're going to latch onto you specifically, it does feel like you're the china shop and the bulls are approaching. They do very well. Some are injured, but I mean, I don't think we lost a single person's life during that whole exchange. And then what happens is we get an Attack on Titan level scene. I swear to God they used voice work from Attack on Titan or something similar, because when that giant Bahamut dragon thing popped up and it was looking over the walls, I'm getting Attack on Titan flashbacks when Eren and company are on top of the walls looking up at Colossals and the like. Like, that's the vibe it was giving me, and I swear to God the voice work was pulled straight from AOT. I loved it. And they cut it down like it's paper mache. Our girl comes in, blasts off one arm. Other girl comes in, cuts off the other. Like, the teamwork was fantastic. And I gotta love the fact that 2 out of 3, I'm not saying like they're just slutty, but like they're attractively designed, And then our girl's in her like 15th century Big Daddy suit. I love it. And to be honest, I thought that was it. Because when I see a giant dragon pop up in the middle of Wyverns, I think that's the boss. Nope. Torterra pops up. I'm like, it's like, okay, this is like when you're playing a video game and you think, okay, the boss fight's over. Shit, it had a second health bar. Whatever, that happens. And then there's a third health bar. Luckily for us, it doesn't feel like playing a Soulsborne game, where you're already down to no potions because our summon popped up at the right moment, fully maxed out of health and stamina, and with a 3-hit combo obliterated the fool. Literally felt like a disrespectful backhand, like sit your ass down and go back to bed. I just thought it was wonderful. I mean, there's a lot to explore. If for whatever reason we never got a season 2, will it feel like the season's a waste? No. There's a lot left to explore, but I think as a character, RMC developed a lot. Consider the fact that when he started this show off, anytime he thought he did something wrong, he would get on his knees and say, please, for the love of God, if you're gonna fire me, I understand, I'm pathetic. If you need to send me back home, I get it. If you need to kill me, I get it. His original world broke him. And for the first half of the show, every time the Demon Lord was like, shit happens. You gonna give up? If you're gonna give up, that's an issue. But if you're gonna get back up, you're good. Go make mistakes. Shit happens. I'm not perfect. And because of those pep talks, not once or twice, but over the course of a naturally developing character arc, he's gotten to the point that, yeah, he does still get worried. Hell, most arcs in this show, he made mistakes at least once. He's not invincible and foolproof. And I think that character arc is highly underappreciated in a show that was criminally underwatched. And to be honest, I feel bad for people who slept out on this one, because not only was this episode incredible payoff and exciting, it just felt like it was the culmination and bringing everything together in such a way, and honestly, they did a fairly good job with the supporting cast as well. While initially I thought I was going to have criticism that not all of the generals got time and attention, and while some did get more than others, by the end of this episode, and especially because of last week, they all did at least get some attention. Season 2, even more so, I'm sure. The dynamics felt natural, the production was actually really good. There was a lot of 3D between the last couple of episodes, especially on the more wider shots with all the wyverns swarming in. That big-ass dragon, the big-ass turtle-looking dragon, a lot of 3D. But did I think it looked ugly, or I was like, damn, if only that was 2D? No, it all worked. Like, the animation was good, and while yes, I could notice the texturing was 3D, it didn't make me say, ooh, here's Handshakers 2.0. No, it's like, oh, they actually blended it all really seamless, and I liked it. I mean, not every anime is going to be for everyone, but I think a lot of people honestly judged the show by its title, which is still weird to me because the title is why I wanted to check it out. I thought it sounded so interesting and unique, but I guess Salaryman is too boring for some people. I don't know, but this show has been anything other than boring. It's been exciting, it's been unique, it's been different, and I said it last week, this is what peak Isekai looks like. There's a lot of different ways Isekai can happen. This was more on the political, economic side of Isekai storytelling, but it doesn't change the fact that even when it did get into more exhilarating action, I actually think they handled it quite well, and haters be damned, this shit was fantastic. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. What do you want to see in the final episode next week? Do let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Jenny Stiegel, John Kelly, Christian D. Ruffy, Charlotte, Matt Barker, Sebastian DK, Xenogod, Mario Jacob, Zachary Barnett, and we also have original name here. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Have a good one.